Shaikan, bonjour. Welcome to another episode of On Stuff with Jeff, where I'm Jeff and I talk about my stuff. It's been a few weeks since I've done a video around this time of year, changing the seasons and daylight savings time. Daylight savings time. I tend to have sleeping issues, and so I'd rather do a half decent video than a crappy one. So hopefully, if you like these videos, give me a like, subscribe. If you want to hear about what I'm doing, press the little bell there. I'm here because I want to let people know about heavy metal. Spread the gospel, and maybe engage in conversation with people who like me, like metal. Because where I work, no one likes metal. I have to sit and work all day listening to top 30, millennial music, So it's nice to come home to be able to listen to my own stuff. And if that's you, let me know. Send me a word, like, subscribe, whatever. And so now we'll continue on through alphabetically through my collection, as small as it is at this point. These videos I'm doing are not just for the experts, but they're for people who maybe want to get into metal and they're not really sure how. Hopefully, I can get more people to buy into this stuff. Okay, so the first one here. I don't know if you can see that. I've been trying so hard to find the angle with the lighting in here, so you can don't have to look at the reflection of everything, but maybe it's just this particular one because it's all black. This is the Ribbitus Morbifaris. It's a demo compilation from Délétère. Délétère is a symphonic black metal act from Quebec, Ville de Quebec, dans la province de Quebec in Canada. They have a lot of the stuff you expect from Metal Noir Québécois. The whole album, all the songs aren't uniform. They switch things up, change verse, chorus. It's not the standard design for songs. They have, tempo changes. They'll have some acoustic stuff in there. Not entire songs that are acoustic, but they'll have an acoustic section of a song. The best because I don't know how many people have heard of this band. The best comparison I could think of is probably Emperor. In the Night Side Eclipse, and their latest album, there's a little bit more keyboard on there. It's not quite to the extent of Emperor's follow up to Midnight Eclipse, but it's still there. It's a little bit more in the background. One thing that I love about this band, they use a lot of the keyboards are set for distorted, church organs. So I like that sound. They tend to deal with a lot of diseases, and the other thing, they don't just sing in French. They also add a lot of Latin. So it's not just like fancy names like Sacrificium Necrothitum, which I love that. That's such an awesome name for an album. This is their first full length here. Les Heures de la Peste. This is an awesome album. Porte Peste is... one of the things about this band is I can't just listen to just one. I will put them all on and listen to them one by one. It's such a great experience. I really love this band. There you go. There's the second one. These are all from Sepulchral Productions, so it's a Canadian distributor. If you're American or European or from Japan, it's probably cheap, to buy. I don't know about the shipping for you guys, but $10, $12 Canadian for a CD. 20 to 25 for vinyl. That's when you're, it's cheaper for me. Obviously, I don't have to pay exchange when I buy something from can't remember what that distributor. I think it's in Ohio. So I don't have to pay American exchange or pay European exchange or whatever. This is their most recent full length, De Hore Lepre. This one is from 2018. This one was from, here we go, sorry, this one was 2015. Another fantastic album, you know, as they go on, as often is the case. There's a little bit more, you can hear a little bit more of the music. The production's a little bit better, but it's still black metal. Yeah, Délétère. Wow, just look at the art on this. There's Le Roi de la Vermine. That's good. You know, again, these guys all about diseases. And this is their, this came out in 2019. I just picked this up myself a couple weeks ago. I haven't really had a chance to listen to it, but it sounds as good as all the other stuff. There's only 3 songs on it. Thoroviter, was it Babril? What the heck is that? Babilis Testamentum. 3 songs. Yeah. These guys are awesome. The next one, a lot of you guys are probably more familiar with this. Bruce Dickinson, his the 2 solo albums that I like by him. His follow-up to this one, it didn't feel, it wasn't full. It didn't, you know what I mean. The sound wasn't quite full. Excuse me. This one came out in 1997. Accident of Birth. There is a there's an alternative cover for this as well. Can't remember what it looks like, but it's a great album. It's a concept album. Apparently, it's about a guy who's born in hell but is expelled into the mortal world and has to resist the urge to do bad things like his family back in hell or something like that. I don't know. It's got a lot of great songs. Taking the Queen is a standout. Star Children is okay. Some of these songs, when I first listened to them, like years ago when I first picked this up, I thought they were okay. Kind of a little bit cheesy, but I recently re-listened to this a few months ago, and it's like The Pit. It's one of those songs. The Magician. Accident of Birth is a standout. It's the title track. It's good. It's single worthy. Man of Sorrows. That one I didn't like it at first back then, but now I love it. There's lots of good stuff. The Ghosts of Cain. These 2 albums, the other one here, Chemical Wedding from 1998. Air Raid came out on Air Raid. This one was Raw Power. But both of these, subsequently, the copies I have came from some place called CMC International Records. Look at the art in here. It's so cool. I mean, this is like, I wish I could remember that guy who wrote about alchemy and Christian spirituality and stuff like that. That's what this is based on. It's about alchemy in philosophy. King Crimson, Chemical Wedding, The Tower, Book of Thel, Gates of Horizon, Trumpets of Jericho, Machine Man, and like Alchemist. These are all really, really solid songs. He has some of the, he had Adrian Smith. Bruce Dickinson had Adrian Smith for these 2 albums. From Iron Maiden, and a guy named Roy Zed, or I guess Roy Z. I don't know how he pronounces the Z or the Z in his name. Eddie Casillas or something like that. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. Ever since ever since I've been in lockdown, I've noticed my eyesight has deteriorated, and I can't wait I can't wait until I can go to an eye specialist and get some glasses, because never thought I'd be at that point where I need glasses, but I'm 51. Here we are. And Dave Ingram on drums. The same team for these two albums, and you'd expect it to be more like Iron Maiden, and it has that, new wave of British heavy metal aspect to it. But it's a little bit more, but musically, it's a little more organized, more succinct, I guess. I'm trying to think of how to describe it without dissing Iron Maiden, because I love Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden was my gateway band for the entirety of heavy metal. It's easier to listen to than, most of the stuff I listen to now. And some of the stuff, they had singles. Anyway, I don't want to talk about Iron Maiden. I'm talking about these guys. But it's a little bit more, I don't know, it's more serious than Iron Maiden, I guess. But I mean, if you like Iron Maiden, and if how I describe what I talked to you, what I said to interest you, give it a listen. Better than his other solo stuff, like Tattooed Millionaire. So, okay, so on to the next one. This is more of a local band. I bought it at Sunrise. Sunrise is a Canadian record store. I bought it because it was in a local artist, and I really prefer to support local artists. I thought these guys were from Mississauga, but apparently he's from Toronto, which is right next to Mississauga. It's like Sacramento and San Francisco. Well, okay, maybe close. I don't know. I don't know that much about that stuff. So, anyway, I'm Canadian. I don't expect me to know much about like municipal geography for the United States. Okay, so the Auger. This album is called "Drinking Songs for the Dead." Sounds to me like these guys really like Ministry style, like a late Ministry techno industrial, and White Zombie. But it's not like, I really hate being, talked down against bands, because I know how hard it is to come out with one of these. But for me, it's not quite. That would, if it was closer to that, to either of those, I probably would like it better. But as it is, it's like, it's okay, I guess. I mean, I would put this on if I wanted to, maybe give it another chance. And I can't really think of any standout songs on this. It's basically, I mean, it has a little thing in here. I mean, it has a really cool, look at the photo of the guy. That's really cool. I like using lighting like that in photos. And there's the CD itself. But there's a quote here. I don't know, maybe a friend of theirs they used to go out drinking with died, and he decided to do an album. I think it's just one guy that does all this. This came out in 2017 on Crawl Space Productions. The guy, D. Auger, I think the guy who is the band, his name is Chris Lefort. So there you go. If you like White Zombie, maybe give it a try, give it a listen. I think he's come out with another couple of albums since then. And this, of course, for most of us, this is, Dio's first solo album, Holy Diver. I remember as a kid hearing Holy Diver not as a kid. Was it? Yeah, I guess it was. This is 83, right? 83 on Mercury Records. I remember hearing Holy Diver on the radio. I didn't, at the time, I was like, it was another song that sounded pretty cool, but not enough for me to show interest then, when I was much younger. And again, I picked this up last year. Yeah, I know. Shame on me, being a big metal fan and not owning anything by Dio. But I did finally pick it up, and I came at it with fresh eyes, not growing up with it. I came at it as somebody wanted to learn to appreciate music from that had served people well for so long, and a lot of it I liked. But a lot of the songs, it's okay. I've kind of heard this because coming at it from 40 years later almost. I've kind of heard a lot of. Felt like on a cursory level, that I kind of heard a lot of this before, but I listened to it like about a month ago, and I found I really liked it. I listened to it a few times, and and yeah, I love it now. Even all the like Gypsy, don't talk to strangers. I mean, that's such a. It seems like such a silly song, because how many songs, how many pop or pop rock songs are called "Don't Talk to Strangers"? I mean, what's that guy my wife really liked? Anyway, yeah. Rick Springfield. Yeah, that's the guy I was trying to think of. And there's lots of other stuff, but like that's a good song. I love it. Straight Through the Heart is that's also a good one. Rainbow in the Dark, I like that one too. Shadow in the Night. I mean, it's got lots of great stuff. So again, if you like hard rock, you like a lot of the classic rock from the 70s and 80s, give this a try. If you haven't, I mean, again, I'm coming at this, for this particular album, for the people who may not have heard it before or may not be into metal. Give it a try. Listen to it on like YouTube or whatever. It's in mass production, so it's not going to cost you a lot of money if you buy a hard copy. Now, another one. This album has always been one of my favorites. Ever since I first listened to it. When my friend Eric, he's the guy who got me into metal, after I really got into Iron Maiden and I loved Metallica and Megadeth and Testament, he kind of started pushing me towards some of the more extreme stuff. He got me into Megadeth and Testament, and he started exposing me to more of the extreme metal, like more black metal and doom metal. I already reviewed Anathema, the Silent Enigma, which was a doom metal that I really, really liked, and I still, again with heavy metal, especially with the more extreme forms, it's like the emotion. So when you put on a record, you're just want to decompress from the day's stress and anxiety, and it's like almost meditative. It's just relaxing and being in a dark room, and it's like having your soul massaged. Disembowelment, transcendence into the peripheral. Oh, love that pretentious name for this. And all the songs on this are priceless. Death Doom. They came out with basically all they've done was I think a couple of demos, and they had a song on a compilation. But I didn't always have this. I bought this like a year ago, on vinyl. The original copy I had was a copy of a copy that my friend had basically ordered from some guy. I don't know where it was, but back then you would exchange copies of CDs, and I really loved it. It's one of those like Transcendence into Peripheral is one of those albums where it's like it totally defines the idea of an immersive meditative experience. And I can't think of a lot of comparisons for it. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you guys, one of the other guys probably would be better, to compare this to other Death Doom acts, but I I've always loved this album. And this I picked up, and this is a cool story. At least I think it's cool. I really always wanted to get a copy of that, like my own physical, a real copy of it. So I emailed Relapse Records and asked them, when are you guys going to re-release this album? It's a classic album. And the next day they emailed me back saying, well, actually, and this is the result. This is just called Disembowelment. It's a compilation of everything that they've ever published. There's the first CD is Transcendence into the Peripheral, and look at it's kind of cool, and there's the interior. I mean, if you care, I mean this part there isn't much to it, but these guys, their packaging and the graphics, they tend to be very minimalist, and the second CD is. It's a compilation of all their other stuff. So yeah, if you like it's chunky. It's the vocals are like yeah, it's really, really good. And it came out in, I can't remember when it came out. Take a look, see if I can find that, because I like to give you guys as much information as I can. Well, this version, 2012. Let's see. Well, whatever. There you go. There's the band. So yeah, pick this up. Good stuff. And wait, no, actually, you know what? There's one more thing. The last video I did, I talked about Death, the band, and I mentioned that there was one of his albums that I did not own my own actual copy of. Well, incidentally, I picked something up last week. A reissue on vinyl of sorry about that. Here we go, and I'll show it to you because I don't know if I'll get back to it. There's the other side. Not much to look at really, and there you can see, I like how they did that. That looks cool. And of course, look at that. That's pretty cool. And of course, the liner. There's the liner. Lyrics, and that little bit of the paint, illustration of the band. And in here it has a few people involved in the record, sharing their thoughts on the experience after all these years. Yeah, there you go. Well, forget it. I'm not going to try and put that back together on film. So yeah, there you go. Hey, Doctor Who. So I hope you like that. And again, if you have any questions about any of these albums or want to share your experiences, leave a message in the comments. Like, subscribe, and ring the bell, whatever. And yeah, I'll see you again soon.